Hey friends, what's up? This is actually like my fifth take, maybe sixth. This is a really important video for me because so far my channel has been really one-sided and all about how bipolar has made me feel. And I haven't spent too much time talking about how it makes the people around me feel, my loved ones. And the reason why is because a lot of them haven't told me. But my little sister did. She saw me in the midst of my last manic episode, and she was only 14 at the time. And she wrote an essay about it and her feelings. It's long, so don't worry, you can click off at any time. But I want to read that to you guys. It's called Overcoming Once Again. My memories of my sister are aging more and more as time goes by. That will never change the way I feel about her. My sister Stephanie has been through cruel trials throughout her life, but still manages to escape and fight through her hardship. Cursed by being bipolar, she loses a part of herself and changes completely from her experiences, but continues on with her life. It's a constant struggle with her because during her journey, she wandered off. She wandered too far and lost herself. Eventually, she pulls herself out of her tortured mind and falls back in line, but still is left in the dark, never knowing why. I miss her. At this point, I'm not sure how far she ventured off, but I know she will pull herself together. I remember my sister having great big, bold, bright brown eyes, sometimes hidden under a blue seal of insecurity. Her hair is naturally brown, but is concealed by a golden false hue. Her smile is shown very little, but once she opened her thin lips, it was like being blinded by warming rays of the sun. She was never satisfied with herself, always trying to change. She couldn't see it, but I could. She never saw the beauty within and outside of herself. I could see all the ways she called herself ugly through her actions every day when she lived with me about a year ago. In my eyes, she was the most delightful, gorgeous person in the world. I'd always look at her and think I wish I could be as pretty as you one day. I really wish I told her that. She kept me company and cared about me. I could tell her anything I wanted. She meant the world to me. She lit up my day and pushed the storm clouds away. When she was around, I felt like I had a place I belonged to. She made me feel wanted. All of this changed when a beloved friend of hers confessed his love to her and proposed. I felt he had taken her away from me because after that she was gone. It all happened so fast, like a whirl of wind forcefully flowing by and taking all that was mine with it. I had just gotten her back from her last episode of bipolar. She was finally back. I had thought I had her in my grip, but was snatched away from my once warm, loving hands. After we then traveled to Las Vegas for the day I dreaded, her wedding, I knew from that day on she would be permanently gone. I wasn't ready to lose her, not again. The day before her wedding, I went to a restaurant for her party. The restaurant had dim lights so the candles could be admired with a long table that seated about 20. It was alive with blue skies and pure whites and beautiful floral arrangements. There was so much going on. I was so excited to see her again, but I was shut out. All the noise, her friends, I hardly even got to talk to her, and she seldom even looked my way. I was at the end of a never-ending table filled with ignorant, fake, dolled-up Barbies who were full of themselves. Her seat was the farthest away. I looked her way multiple times, but I felt isolated. It was like admiring a gorgeous, glistening, gleaming rose concealed in a glass dome. She was so far, yet so close, so beautiful. I was shut out. After that, the dinner party finally had ended, and we were talking at last. I was so eager to finally engage in conversation, yet as fast as a clap of her hands, her friends dragged her off to go to her party. My mother and I drove back to the hotel. Once on my neatly made, soft, pure white bed, I lay there and wept, knowing that I am without my sister. Her adventure starts the day of her wedding, walking down the aisle on a red carpet like the royalty she was, teary-eyed in the white slimming gown with a bouquet of red roses symbolizing the epitome of love. Surrounded by everyone she loved, all eyes followed her every step to her new beginning. Clouds covered us with the sun peering through to shine on her. Once the words "I do" left both of the lovers' lips, I knew it was real. After my family and I returned home, I hadn't heard from her in a month. But when I did, it was bad. My sister had fallen into another bipolar episode. If you don't already know, When people are diagnosed with bipolar, it's like they have two totally different personalities. They fall into a great depression, suicidal thoughts cross their altered minds, and they are upset. It's like having inner demons that no one knows about, emerging from the great depths of their minds and haunting those who are cursed with this awful condition. They tend to be hyperactive, manic, and losing touch with reality. They see things others don't and are extremely difficult to come to agreements. My sister fell into a more manic stage. She was crossing thresholds by entering a whole new reality in her eyes. No one really understands what she's going through, but we tried helping her. Yet she chose to stay in her little world and leave us out of it. She would wander off and we wouldn't hear from her for months. When we would speak with her, she would talk nonsense and tell us stories that were impossible to believe. She would fight with her husband and even try to harm him. She was out of her mind by then. Soon she left and was on the run, but from what? Herself, life, her mind? There was really no correct answer. I would pray every night. I'd ask God to bring my sister back and knock some sense into her beautiful broken brain. Sometime later, we finally heard from her again, but it was horrible news. My sister had been run over by a car. It was remarkable that she didn't get hurt worse than she did. Her husband had called us saying to come and visit because he was afraid if she continued with her irrational behavior, she wouldn't be here much longer. When we saw her, she was out of the hospital, living separately from her husband in a nasty Los Angeles hotel. Her husband had been paying for her with what money he had, and my sister lost everything. We knocked on the outside of the dusty, cracked red door. A creak came when she opened it. Her face lit up, but as my eyes looked over the rest of her, I noticed she was very frail and fragile. She was wearing a navy blue sling holding her broken arm and wearing an outfit that was idiosyncratic and odd. My eyes led back up to her glowing face, and I saw a shining object around her neck. My necklace. She had lost everything but managed to keep that as a reminder of me. She welcomed us all and we exchanged hugs. It felt like a loving sensation all over to finally have her back in my arms. As I skimmed the room, I saw a silver metal heart frame holding a picture of me with a few of her belongings. This made a tear roll down my cheek and a smile appeared on my face. She walked over and said, "I kept that because I miss you every day." Those words meant the world to me. It meant so much because I thought she had forgotten all about me, but always kept a special place for me in her heart. Soon after we returned, we heard that she had been getting better progressively. Soon enough, a year goes by and we hear she got back on her medication and is back in her normal state. Stephanie fought pretty hard and had godly shields of protection all around her. She went through troubles and many failures and even left the real world and entered an alternate one through her mind, and actually managed to jump back into reality on the right path, discovering that there is a way out. Taking her reasonable mind with her as a treasure, she leaves all her monsters, troubles, and mistakes behind and continues on to finish her journey, which is yet to come. The day she returns to me, in my eyes, her journey will be complete. So, yeah, we're close again. But as you can see, it destroyed her. So, but we all learn how to heal, right? Anyway, thanks for watching. I know this was a super long video, but I appreciate if you're still here because I did have to do like 5 or 6 takes of this. Have a great day. I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.